Hi everybody, my name's Connor McDonald. Follow me on Twitter for information about Analytics, SQL and Ask Tom. Today is the next in our video series called KISS, Keeping It Simple with SQL, focusing on analytics. These are short 2-minute sessions designed to help you solve real problems, not just wander through the syntax. And in this session, we are doing nothing. That's right. We're done. We've covered all the analytic syntax and all the analytic examples that we're going to cover to supercharge your SQL skill set. We've covered chapter 18 from top to bottom and given you all the tools you need to do impressive SQL reporting and analysis. Let's review some of the highlights in this video series. We started off with seeing how easy the syntax is. It really is just function, the keyword over, and the 3 clauses, partitioning, sorting, and windowing. The functions, we covered them off from ranking to statistical analysis like cumulative distribution and entile. The petitioning clause was how we carved up data logically into groups of data so we could actually do analytic functions on partitions of the data. We looked at predicates and how we can't use analytics in predicates, we'd get an error, but we easily worked around that by using an inline view to add some clarity. Wrapping things in an inline view allows us to use analytic functions in terms of predicates and eliminating data. We looked at the windowing clause, perhaps one of the most misunderstood parts of the analytic syntax. It defines how broadly the aggregating function applies, and here are some of the examples. We had many examples to cover the unbounded preceding and current rows and all the variations on windowings we could do. We looked at the critical concept of aggregation types. The 2 kinds of aggregation types being reporting aggregation, where we get the same aggregate for each row in a petition, as for example there. We have department number 20, the same sum of the salary for each row in the petition. Or we had windowing aggregation, where there was an implicit or explicit window clause which showed us that the actual values would change throughout a partition. We can use both very effectively. We looked at boundaries and windows. We looked at first and last values. So from a current value in a petition, we could actually extend either side of a window to see boundary conditions and boundary values. We looked at lag and lead, the ability to look backwards over a set of rows or forwards over a set of rows to do nice cross-row comparisons without having to do self-joins. And then we spent a number of videos covering all the really cool things we can do with analytics, trying to think outside the box to apply them in situations that don't necessarily just apply to data warehousing. We also looked at list-ag, ratio to report, hypothetical analytic functions. Remember we did hypothetical ranks, frequent item sets and partitioned out of joint. We've rounded off all the tools available at our disposal in analytics. So to wrap it up, we're pretty much done. We've covered a spectacular journey of analytics, and hopefully you've gained a lot from it, and hopefully you're writing some beautiful SQL statements as a result. Analytics are very, very cool. I hope you've really enjoyed this video series. You're going to write less code, you're going to write easier to read code, and as a result, better programs. Thanks very much for watching the series, and don't forget to keep it simple with SQL. We'll be back with a new KISS series very, very soon.